microphone. Oh, I know what the problem is. So you get to listen to all my technical difficulties. I apologize for this. I thought I had this all set up. And it's not. Output. Input. All right. Hopefully you can hear me, and this is a lot better. I can no longer hear the echo. I am currently going to be using my webcam on my laptop, as well as this lovely overhead, hello, of using my phone. So not the ideal setup, but what I have to work with. So tonight we are going to be doing a chicken and bacon pesto pizza, and I'm going to show you how I make this, as well as what I did for the prep. I will walk you through that. And then while it is cooking, I will be doing meal prep. So I'm hopeful that there will be some visitors later. If you are here, please say something in the YouTube chat, and I will be happy to take any questions, as well as just hanging out. So this is my first live on YouTube, and I'm looking forward to it. So no editing, which will make things very interesting. But the first thing I want to do is show that I'm using this ready to bake garlic and herb pizza dough from Trader Joe's. And the directions say that you need to preheat the oven to 425. So let me do that very quickly. And bake up to 425. 25. Start. Okay, so that is now preheating. The other thing that I want to do, and I'm not going to worry about that, is do the mozzarella. I've actually had my mozzarella cheese freezing because I've been told it makes it easier to grate. And hopefully that will fit into the channel. Probably should have taken it out. Oh, well, it will be fun. It will be interesting. So what I'm going to do is I have this lovely KitchenAid food processor. So take out the top and see if I can get this open. Lovely kitchen shears. Yeah, I probably should have taken this out last night too. Oh, well, it's okay. Life is interesting, because if you don't have a little fun in your life with little things that you're not expecting, how do you get through life? So slowly getting this open. Come on. Cut. Yeah, so the tip I had heard about mozzarella cheese is that it is easier to shred and get through food processors and stuff when it's frozen. And this is definitely frozen. So there's frost forming on it. I don't know if you can tell from here, but yeah. And the product info is still there too. Fun times. All right. So yeah, that's not gonna fit. That's the main reason why I should have let it defrost. Oh, well. So what we will do is instead set this aside for a moment. So moving out of the way. And out of camera view. And what I will do instead is walk you through what I did for the prep for the other parts of the pizza. And first thing I did was that I made the chicken. And I did this after I got off work today in the Instant Pot. Love the Instant Pot. And I was able to make this in like half an hour. So it's still probably half frozen after being out in the fridge thawing overnight, like for an entire day. I still have frozen, and it was a pound and a half of chicken thighs, skinless, boneless. And oh, that smells so good. So put it in the, Instant Pot with a cup of chicken broth. And I've got these very lovely Pacific. They're just 1 cup each of broth. I get them from my local organic market. And so I just poured one of those into the Instant Pot, and then I put in a tablespoon and a half of this fabulous, let me see, where's my camera? There's my camera. Seasoning from the Spice House, which is based out of Chicago. And this is Ukrainian Village. And this is what it looks like in the back. So that was a tablespoon and a half. And then also this black garlic, ground fermented black garlic from Trader Joe's. There we go. Somewhere in there. So that was a half teaspoon. So a half teaspoon of the black garlic and a tablespoon and a half of the Ukrainian Village spice blend from Spice House. And I just put that into the chicken broth and mix it up together. And then I put the wire rack into the Instant Pot and put the chicken thighs on that. And then I did some garlic salt. Let me grab that from Trader Joe's because I do love some Trader Joe's. And so it was this garlic salt from Trader Joe's, and I just ground it on top of it. And then I also did some ground rainbow peppercorns from Trader Joe's, as well as a little bit of this ground pepper from Penzeys. So that was just on top of the chicken thighs in the Instant Pot. And then because they were half frozen, quarter frozen, somewhere in there, still partially frozen, I put the pressure cook to on high for 15 minutes. And what are the other settings? I forget. Turned off the keep warm and whatever other feature you have to select. I also did turn that off as well. So 15 minutes on high pressure cooker. And then I let it do natural release for probably another 15 minutes. And then released what was left, and it shredded up beautifully. And I did this in seconds. I'm not even kidding. This took me seconds to do. It was 5 chicken thighs, originally a pound and a half. And all you do, you take your hand mixer or stand mixer if you have a lot more. In this case, I didn't have a whole lot, so hand mixer. And you just run it for medium for a few seconds. And you've got beautifully shredded meat fresh out of the Instant Pot or however you are doing that. So, so that is how I did the chicken. And then bacon, which I have to finish preparing. So I actually did 5 slices of bacon and ate one because it was delicious. So cooked up, this was thick cut bacon, and I did it using my convection oven, and I used a cooling rack baking rack in a baking sheet so that it was raised up above the and could drip down the fat as it was being rendered. So I did that in my convection oven, 350 for 10 minutes on one side. And then I took it out and flipped it, and then another 10 minutes at 350. And that was with the convection fan on. So it turned out beautifully. And what I'm going to do now is chop it up on the cutting board. You get rid of the paper towel and stick the dish into the dishwasher. God love dishwashers. This is my first dishwasher in, God, 9 years, 10 years almost. So, all right. So all I'm going to do, I love my JJ Hankels, whatever. Knife. This is just, it's so easy. Always watch your fingers. And I'm just going to slice it into little strips like this. And cuts up so easily. All right. Get going. Whoops. And I really like the thick cut just because it's delicious. And it seems to cook up well, especially the way I like to cook it. So there we have all of these lovely things. And I think that is it for now. Probably will need the knife still, but let that rest in the sink for now. So I'm going to move this out of the way. And then, except I need that cutting board. Now I can use another cutting board. I like my cutting boards. So I have Epicurean cutting boards that I got at this place in Chicago called, I think, the Cutting Board, in fact. You know what? I'm going to defrost this in the microwave. Bacon, yes. Love the bacon. And get one of my microwave safe plates. And of course it's buried in my non-microwave safe plates. So what I'm cooking tonight is a chicken and bacon pesto pizza. Go ahead and defrost this. Let's see. I'm gonna do it. Let's see, 3 minutes. No, I don't want 3 pounds. I'm still learning this defrost. It's 1 pound. Start. And I'll just go. All right. So, thank you. And all right, I don't know what's going on with the microwave. I usually don't use microwaves a whole lot, but we are moving on. So the instructions for this Trader Joe's dough says that is to put it on, since I don't have a pizza stone, a lightly oiled pan. So I'm going to use my nice big baking sheet just because it's got the space and it's going to be, I think, a little easier to work with, even though it's not brown. So lightly oiled. I'm going to grab this olive oil spray that I got at Trader Joe's the last time I was there. So lightly oiled, I can do that. Yeah, Ray, I use them so rarely, and I just moved into this apartment. Yes, chopping block. Thank you, Mom. And I'm still getting used to this new microwave because it's new to me, and so all the instructions for it. There we go. Whoops. All right, so I'll clean off the counter later, and hi to the little ones watching with you, Mom. So to make this a little easier, actually, I'm gonna grab a paper towel and just make sure it goes everywhere. There we go. So that is definitely lightly oiled, but still well oiled. All right, so there's that. Soaked up some of the excess while I was at it. And okay, so that's gonna go for 6 minutes. Alrighty then. Well, we can work with the dough in the meantime. And so again, this is ready to bake garlic and herb pizza dough from Trader Joe's. It was in the refrigerated section. Kind of, at least at my Trader Joe's, it was towards the front of the refrigerated section. So I know Trader Joe's are all slightly different. The place depending on the location of where they're at. And so go ahead, and this is definitely sticky dough. It smells so good though. All right, come on. All right. Okay, food. Oh, turn food over. All right, I'll do that in a second. All right, so we get the dough out. I'm gonna hold on to this for further instructions. Yeah, Ray, so I live in a city, and it is really nice to be as close as I am now to a Trader Joe's. Oh, holy Moses! That's partiality. That's what I get for. Okay, well, all right. I can use some of that later. All right, let's see if I can cut this for now. But yeah, melted mozzarella. It's all good. So I live relatively close to a Trader Joe's. It doesn't take me long to get there now, which is good. Whereas my previous place, it was like a half-hour trip just to get there. And then, all right, just cutting down the middle. There we go. All right, so just cut in half, and here we go. I'm going to move this out of the way briefly. Over here. And what I have with my KitchenAid is that I have it on the finer grater, and I'm going to take this and I'm just going to run it on low. Take that off briefly because it overheated. And overheated again. Oh my God. Yeah, wait, I actually used to live in Quad Cities in Iowa, and there was not much there. So I absolutely get you on that. They actually did get a bunch of stuff after I left, but that was 10 years ago. So I'm gonna take this off to the side. Half melted instead of defrosted. All right, so we're gonna get the dough. And this was actually the instructions for this were to let it sit out in the room temperature for 20 minutes. And I was a little like, are we sure only 20 minutes? So I upped the heat in my apartment. And so I'm just going to stretch it out with my fingers and see what I can do about getting it at least most of the way into the pan and see what else is there. And oops, well, that's really thin. All right, you just squish it back up if you get it, if you tear it, because elastic dough is what it's for. And actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go ahead and move it this way too. And that way it's nicely oiled on both sides. Yeah, that's a really thin part, but that's okay. And just gently stretch. And this is definitely a dough that I would like to try making at some point on my own because I like playing with food in many different ways. But I also really like the convenience of having something like this pre-made. So that fits. So this is about a 10 by 15 maybe pan, just a baking sheet. I got this from Williams-Sonoma and I really like it. So yeah, so this is about 10 by 15. And so do that, quickly wash my hands to get the oil off. And hey, Mama Marie. Hey, Robin. So good to see you guys. All right. I do love having this peninsula now because I had like no counter space. In my old apartment, my counter space was about as big as this pan, if not smaller. So I was able to do a lot, but filming it, oh, it was not really useful. So stretch that out a little bit more. And then pesto went where? I thought I pulled that down. I did pull that down. And did I? I hid it behind the food processor. So again, Trader Joe's. So this is their pasta alla genovese. It's just a typical basil pasta pesto. And this is something you can make on your own with food processor if you so choose. I'm going to put pretty much all of it, just a good chunk of it, on the pizza. And I'm just using a pastry brush to spread it out. And kind of, I don't want it thick at all if I can help it, because that's just going to burn in places. So this is also a really, really great thing if you get like a rotisserie chicken and shred it up, and then some gnocchi or other pasta that you really like. Cook up the pasta and put the basil pesto in it with the shredded chicken. Delicious. My sister introduced me to that little trick, so that's going to get it pretty much all over. All right. There we go. So a little thicker in spots than I would have preferred, but that's okay. All right. I'm going to go ahead. Korean pancakes. That sounds delicious. All right. So we've got the pesto on there. I'm going to toss this back in the fridge. Toss it into the fridge. And then get out of the fridge the spinach. Because I do actually really like spinach on my pizza. And I got a lot of this idea from, there's a place here in DC called Anne's Pizza, and you can create your own personal pizza. This is what I pretty much did, except for the dough isn't this lovely garlic herb that I'm going to try. So I'm just putting it in little bits, spreading it out, not overwhelming it necessarily. I don't need it in big chunks. And whatever's left, because there's a lot in here. Whatever's left in this, I'll just make smoothies with, because I actually also really like spinach in my smoothies and usually do frozen spinach for that. So that's good enough. So I'll toss this back in the fridge once I get a clip on it. I use one of my fun clothesline clips that I have with Copenhagen. So my mom's still around. See, Mom? I'm finally using them. All right, so next up I'm going to do chicken. So again, it's just shredded chicken. Really easy to make if you decide to make it, or you could just get stuff that you got, like I said earlier, get a rotisserie chicken, shred it up. And this is going to have a lot of leftovers. And that's going to be delicious. And again, this is the chicken thigh meat. So this is, you can always do breast if you prefer light meat. And you can probably also easily do tofu or plant-based chicken, I think. I'm generally not a plant-based alternative eater, so I don't know if there's an alternative for shredded chicken that would work well, but if there is, go for it. All right. There. All right, get that. And I've got probably a good cup and a half, if not more, shredded chicken left over, so I can figure out meal planning with that later. And we've got bacon. And again, this was 4 slices of thick cut bacon that I just did into little strips. If anybody has any questions, feel free to throw them in the chat there. All right. So again, if you have not baked your bacon, I highly recommend it. It's especially if you like chewy bacon. If you like crispy bacon, I would say maybe just cook it up in the skillet because that's going to probably get you the crispiest. But if you like your bacon on the chewier side, like I do, baking it has just been a game changer for me. So let's see, spread this out a little bit more. Get some more chicken over here. All right, that should do it. And then let's see, we've got mozzarella, weirdo mozzarella. We'll deal with that later. And this later. And so go ahead and do all of this from that, and I can throw that into the dishwasher later. This is really finely shredded. So this is gonna be delicious. All right. Whoops. All right. Getting there. And I think the oven is it's preheated at 425 per the instructions on the dough. And let's see. Oh, you know what? That's a good idea, Robin. I actually don't have any. I've got scallions, but I don't know if I want to really. I'm going to save that for later, I think. So, but that is a really good idea. And I love to create your own pizzas just because you can do whatever you like. If you don't like something, don't put it on there, because I'm generally not a tomato sauce person, and so I hate to waste it for like the odd time. I wouldn't mind it. All right, I think that should be enough pizza cheese, one of those two. All right, a little bit more over here. Yeah, a little bit over. Okay, I'll just use it all. So that was like maybe 8 ounces of mozzarella cheese. This is gonna be cheesy as pizza. So yeah, may as well. There we go. To do over there. The other type of pizza that I really like making, that I started making when I was living at home with my parents, was barbecue chicken on naan. And we just get these little naans and cook them up. We get big naan too, but when we'd have each our own little individual pizzas. And so we'd have these little naans that we'd pick up at Aldi. And then, so I would often do Stubbs barbecue sauce, because I realized I like the thickness of the Stubbs, and particularly the original. And then doing shredded chicken, so a little bit more thicker cut. It wasn't as finely shredded as this, but shredded chicken and cheddar cheese and scallions. It was so delicious. So I'm going to go ahead and let me check the timing on this packaging. It says, like the old pan, 6 to 8 minutes until cheese bubbles and bottom of the crust is golden. So, all right, so this shouldn't take too long. Excellent. And timer. I'm going to go ahead and do 8. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. On. Okay. So I'm going to pull my chair over so I can talk to you all for a bit while I meal plan and show you how I meal plan. That was the other. So I can be planner related and stay true to the theme of the channel. And let me bring this down a little bit. Let me see if I can remember how to do that. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Okay, oops. So, yay stand. So this is a Carrie L meal planner that I found out about from, let's see, let's also move the computer a little closer. You can see me. Carrie L meal planner that I discovered through Jen Chapin's YouTube channel, and I've really enjoyed it. I picked it up last year, right before I moved home to Chicago for an unexpectedly long time, and started using it in September, October, because things were a bit weird for me in September moving back. And what I started doing with this was doing it day by day and doing lunch and dinner. And it was okay. But I didn't always stick to it. And I tend to repeat my meals a lot because it's just me. And then so for a while I was trying, okay, let me only plan half the week and leave up the rest of that half and I'll plan later. And that, didn't exactly work as thought. But this particular week, I decided, let's just list 7 dinners and I'll just check them off as I use them. And this was a lot easier for me because, like many parts of my life, I am a mood eater. So if I don't feel like eating whatever I assigned to Thursday the previous Saturday, I'm not going to eat it. So having a list of stuff to pick from for whatever I was in the mood for, that actually really helped. So what I have here, I started doing this week and then also did this week. So I can check this off now with my pen. And this is definitely going to have leftovers. I still have more of my breakfast casserole. I've got another 3 servings, 2.5, 3, something like that. Servings left of my breakfast casserole. So I can have Brenner a couple more times. This pizza is probably going to be easily 3 to 4 servings for me. And Robin, I got the idea for this from Cindy Gunther-Balder, who she's Llama Letters on Instagram and her name here. But I think if you do a search for Llama Letters here on YouTube, that should pull her up too, I think. And I was just like, oh, validation that I don't have to assign a meal to every single damn day of the week. So the people who do the 30-day plans, I admire them. And that just doesn't work for me. If you can force yourself to do that, this is what I assigned to that day, so that's what I'm going to do. More power to you. But here's a list of 7 things that I'm going to have, and it could be like 3 of the same thing and 4 of the same thing. You just do one 3 times and you do one 4 times. That is just so much more helpful. Yeah. And so just checking them off. And I think what I'm going to do, so I figured I need to do some grocery shopping, or let's say do a grocery order and go pick it up, walk over and pick it up. So, oh man, this olive oil really did get everywhere. But I want to make sure that I did some planning so I wouldn't, because I'm trying to save money. That's what meal planning is all about. It's trying to save money. And so just getting better about it. So this is what I'm going to try and do. This eat out is probably going to end up being another round of a breakfast casserole or another round of the chicken and bacon pizza. So I'm just going to go ahead and start a new week. And let's see. I know I've got, let's see, let's just do Brenner. Do 2 times because I'm not sure if I have a full 3 or if I'm going to end up using it for the eat out. So I'll do chicken and bacon pizza. Pizza for another, and that actually probably is going to be, get at least another 2 more servings out of that. And then Picked up some pastry pups from Trader Joe's last week. So do those one night. Pups, not pubs. I want to go to a pub. You know what? I will do that. There's a restaurant down the street that I went to last weekend because I had gotten a gift card to there. I did the gift card wrong. I was supposed to have printed it out before going there. So I still have the gift card. So I'll do that one night next week. And then this is the hard part. It's like I can do like 5, maybe 6 days. And I get to the last day and I'm like, I don't know. This is hard. So Brooklyn, because I can't spell. And man, it's getting hot in the apartment with the heat on. Yeah, let's see. This is honestly, this is why I can't do 30 days of planning for myself, because I get to the end of 7 days and it's just no, thank you. What else do I have? Oh, because I am honestly so much like my little nephews. I have a stash of chicken nuggets and some fry-like thing that I will do in the air fryer. So there we go. I will do that. So I may actually end up having more chicken and bacon pizza on hand as leftovers. So that may negate one of these other options. But I keep things simple. One of the things I actually also want to come up with is start doing a list of, here are my options for lunches. So like today I just did an apple and I have these Volpe roltinis. Now let me pull those out. Ooh, and it is already done. All right. Well, let me take this out. I'll talk about the roltinis in a little bit. Take this out of the oil slick. That's what I get for spray. All right. Let's see how this is. Well, let's see. You know what? The hard part about having this herbed dough, yes, let me turn them off, is that I can't tell if it's done. Here, this is what I was looking for. So, Robin, hello. All right. So, the reason I said that to Robin is because Robin and I used to have an addiction to QVC, and this was these hand gloves were one of the things. You know what? It's close to being done, but I'm going to put this in for another 2 minutes. The cheese and everything is definitely warmed up and done, but I can't tell with that crust. So just another 2 minutes. So yeah, so these are Temptations gloves. They're actually really good. I really like using them. They definitely keep my hands for minimal handling. If I was to hold for a hot pan for a really long period of time, that would not, you can definitely feel it. But for the quick in and out of the oven, it works. They work well. So because these are all little silicone and everything. So, roltinis, that's what I was going to show you. So I get these from Trader Joe's, but I've seen them elsewhere. That's going to go in the wash later. So these are from Volpe, and you can get Volpe in a lot of different spaces, grocery stores. And this is specifically the roltini, and it's mozzarella and prosciutto. And they are so freaking delicious. And in fact, I've got a plan for using these in my air fryer and breading and putting up a TikTok video at some point, probably within the next week. But yeah, it is. I want to see what turning these into a mozzarella stick would be like. But I just have a couple of these and sliced up apple, Honeycrisp apple, and that's it's a filling lunch for me. So the other, another snack that I like to do sometimes for lunch are Merck's cheese with Triscuits. I also like to do my own smoothies. And for the smoothies, what I make are, that was a really dang quick 2 minutes. So let's see what this looks like. All right. Oh, steamy is what it is. It steamed up my glasses. All right, yeah, I think this is done. All right, let me turn this off. So we also get trivet on here. Yeah. This is where, like I said, the quick, yeah, get some silicone things on here so I don't burn the. So this is what it looks like done. And I am nice and browned, both with the bacon and the cheese. And let's see. It's just, you know what? I'm looking at the bottom, and it's probably not as brown as it should be. So I got a choice. And I think it would be smart to make sure that the dough is fully cooked, put it in for another 2 minutes. And so that is fine. All right, timer 2. All right. So that dough needs more than 6 to 8 minutes. I put in for 8, and the added 2 is 10. So yeah, probably maybe even 15, depending. Yeah, Robert, it's like, I got the idea because I really like barbecue chicken pizza. And I think I was introduced to that from California Pizza Kitchen. That sounds right. And so when I do my green, as in like pesto base pizzas, I usually just do chicken and bacon. And again, this is what I usually do from a local pizza joint called And Pizza, where you can do custom individual pizzas. And so this is what I usually do for mine. Out of the choices that they have, this is all stuff that I like and I know I'll enjoy. So I had the idea when I was at Trader Joe's last week, which literally, I have a short here on YouTube that I also put up on TikTok that I had like 5-6 things on my Trader Joe's shopping list, and $131 later. And part of it was because I saw this pizza dough that I was like, oh, that sounds interesting. I could do something with that. And I was like, well, let me look for chicken thighs. I could cook up chicken thighs in the Instant Pot. And then like bacon I already have. Picked up some spinach, picked up the mozzarella cheese and the pesto. I'm like, done. I have a whole pizza topping for me. And then I will say, when I order pizza from chains, because despite being from Chicago, I truly have juvenile taste in pizza. Like, I am just as happy with like Papa John's or pizza. But when I order from those places, I get let's see, Canadian bacon, sausage, and bacon, or some variation thereof, because I like my pork products. So, all right. Well, hopefully, if this isn't browned on the bottom, then I am not going to worry about it. Again, steamy, very, very steamy. All right. So yeah, I'm not putting this anymore because that would seriously burn that cheese. And yeah, so this is our chicken and bacon pesto pizza. And I got the meal planning done for next week. And if any of you, I wish if you're close, I would share this with you. But thank you so much for joining me during my first live here on YouTube. I really appreciate it. And if you have any questions about planners or planning items, please let me know. I've got videos in the back catalog of my channel that goes over a lot of stuff, but I'm always looking for new content ideas. And then if you like the food content, let me know that too. And maybe I'll do more food videos now that I've figured out how to do a setup like this, and I can do live cooking shows and then meal plan during certain parts. So this was a nice, relatively easy thing that I could do. It took me half an hour earlier to bake, 20 minutes to bake the bacon. It took me about half an hour to do the chicken in the Instant Pot. I could have done those at the same time, frankly. And then it's 45 minutes since I started this live stream, and we have finished pizza. So thank you all so much for joining me today. I hope you have a great night, and thanks for being here. Please hit the subscribe button if you are not already subscribed and you like the content. Hit the like button. That also helps. And I am so happy for you all to be here. So yay! Have a great night. Bye-bye.